Welcome everyone to Webinar 1.0, Webinar 2.0 Career Opportunities After Class 12. Well, today's session is presented by Team INFINEDU, and I, Pritipurna, will be the moderator for the evening. Without much delay, I would now move on to the finest moment of the evening and like to introduce everyone to the speaker for our today's session, who is none other than the head coach of Career Spark Innovative Teacher Awardee 2020 Alumnus IIT-Guwahati, Mr. Dinesh Lahoti. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
We have another question from Kishore Kumar Jha. He asked us that how to ignore negative comments from society regarding choice of career in fields other than engineering or medical.
Okay, a very interesting question, Kishore. Thanks for bringing this. See, why people give a negative comment, if you try to understand, it's because if you see the kind of upbringing or the kind of things that our parents faced is a very different world, right? And we really need to acknowledge and understand their fear. Why a parent or why the society is crazy about engineering or medical, if you go deeper, you will realize that it's because they feel that that's a secure job. Whereas the student, which is you, you will feel that no, this is not a secure job and this is not the only job because you can see the world through a different lens. But the best way is not to ignore negative comment. The best way is to sit together and resolve it. Because in the society, there are a lot of examples, right? In the society, there are a lot of segments. When it comes to your family, I think it's most important that you really, really make them understand what you want to do. Then your journey would be very, very empowering. When it comes to society, what happens in many of the cases, when you do it, exhibit a success or exhibit a something, then they will realize. But I think to change society, what we are doing is we are conducting a lot of webinars specifically for parents. And I really feel it's not their mistake. You see, if you see a parent, they are being fooled by every other one, right? I mean, everyone is coming with their product, everyone is coming with their services. They are bombarded with options. So what happened? Naturally, they want the best for their child. And I think for a child, no one wants more, no one will fight or no one will desire more than a parent, right? So I really feel that your platform, what we are doing in Career Spark, I think we should focus more on terms of helping parents and telling them right information, right? For example, becoming a teacher, right? Now, becoming a teacher is no more a cool thing, right? Becoming a teacher is like, okay, आप last में बनोगे teacher तो ठीक है, कुछ नहीं हुआ life में तो teacher बन जाओ. What I did, I become a teacher, right? Now there has been a lot of objection from me, from my community, from my society, from the people where I belong, the people I know, that what are you doing? You have got such a good job, you get such a high package. Why are you living all these and working on education? What will happen? Now, what happened? Initially, they didn't understand, but when we started working, when you show that you are happy, when you show that yes, I'm trying my best, I think that really, really helps you, and that transforms the people also, right? I think we have to be doers in that. Ignore the negative noise, ignore the negative comments of people. It will always be there. It's not about only your career. It also, when you become successful, the best way is to ignore them. And there's a reason why you have to figure out, your supporting ecosystem, right? Who are the people who are having a positive comment? Who are the people who are having a negative comment? Try to find those people. Filter it. Like I have trained myself in a way that if anyone gives me a negative remark, I will convert into a positive and I will bounce back, right? And that really have helped me. For example, we are doing this video. I'm sure watching this video, there will be few people who will be saying, "Kya boring chal raha hai?" There will be few people who will be saying, "What kind of video is this?" And then there will be some people who will be appreciating you and will be saying, "Yes, it was some valuable for us." Now it's for us to decide kisko sunna, right? It's like a magnet, and you program that magnet in a way that okay, negative comment ko nahi sunna hai. But many a times I have also realized many of the negative comments actually inspires, and many of the negative comments gives you direction also, because it might so happen that we have done something stupid, right? And it's really important because these negative comment can make you realize, okay, what was my mistake? So I think be open to that, critically observe that. If you feel that yes, if the person has a valid point, fine. If not, ignore and enjoy your life. That's what I do, and that's what I can suggest. I really practice it. There have been a lot of situations. I think every day, day in out, 10 लोग आपको बूस्ट करेंगे और 15 लोग आपको टानेंगे, आपको ड्रैग करेंगे. The best part is ignore the 15 and create a support system. Many time happens like your team members or your people who are working with, or the clients or the students or the parents you're working with, have a completely different opinion, and they somehow uh, it's not a good feeling, but then that's what life is, right? Ignore it and just keep on moving. I think don't compete with others. I think that is the also other thing. Compete with yourself. I mean, a lot of people tell me that your idugini, you are not competing with others, or career spark, what is the competition? So when so your platform is similar like what we are doing, and there are a lot of similarity in what we're doing. But when you invited Pratipurna invited, I was like, yes, let's do it, because we all have to work on this together. This is not a small problem which can be solved by one organization. So we need hundreds of INFINEDU and hundreds of Career Spark to solve the problem, right? That's a huge problem, right? So we all have to collaborate together. We all have to work together, and it doesn't matter. And for me, there is no competition for me. The competition is within. So my whole team is in that mindset. We don't compete with others. We always feel that apne aap pe focus karo and try to be the best what you can give. Whenever you're interacting with student, give the best experience. Whenever you're interacting with the parent, address best possible concern and come up with new solutions which will really make the world better. Compete karne ke liye to, I mean, we have gone with that phase of getting high marks, cracking the exam. I think I'm done with that. So I'm no more focusing on that, and I think, Kishore, that will really help you. Just ignore and focus on on your personal growth. I think that will that will make you, I mean, that will automate you to ignore others. Yeah.
So we
I
got a
hope I answer your
question from
question.
one of our participants. He wanted to know from you that what should a student do when their parents pressurizes them to take up career of their choice. I mean the choice of their parents.
I think partly I have answered it, but again I will reiterate. I feel that if a parent is not able to understand it, I think your first duty is definitely to make them understand a holistic idea of, give them a complete picture of what you really want to do. If you go and say I want to become an entrepreneur, they will never understand, right? Why? Because it's a new thing for them. As a student, I think what you really need to do as a son or a daughter, you really need to understand their concern also. What is their concern, right? Uh, and if you can address it, if you can communicate it with the proper facts and all, tell them both the pros and cons. Tell them, like, for example, I want to become a entrepreneur. Tell them that what will happen if I become an entrepreneur. What will happen if it goes wrong, right? What will happen in terms of my future. Tell them everything, and tell them that yes, I am also concerned about it, and these are the things, and this is the risk I am taking, and this is the positive risk, this is the positive part of it, this is the negative part of it. I'm just giving an example of an entrepreneur because there has been a lot of question around entrepreneurship, but it applies to everything. I want to become a teacher. I have to tell them, I have to make them understand that, this is what I am doing. I feel that contributing and helping student is way more important for me than earning money. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to earn money, but given a chance, teaching or a situation where I don't have to take money or I don't want to earn money, I will definitely prefer my cause versus the money. For me, that is the driving force for me. And so what I did, I interacted with them. I made them understand. Don't expect anything in that regard from me. Don't expect that I will have this lavish cars and I will take you across the world. Don't expect anything from me, because I am here in a mission which 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 I have chosen for me, and I will be more happy doing this. If you can make them understand the positive part, give them a very realistic picture, right? Don't. I have seen many students just pitch them in terms of the positive part. It doesn't really help. You give them a complete thing and tell them this is what I really want to pursue. If anything goes wrong, you are there, and I have my backup plan there, right? So whenever any student whom we interact who come up with some crazy idea which we feel the parents will not agree, we always do this exercise that write down, tell why you want to do this. First, you have to convince me. If I am convinced, then I will be able to convince your parent also, and you will be able to convince your parent. I don't have to convince, right? So I really feel that parents are they really want to help you. Many of the cases, the parents are from old school of thoughts, but I've seen a lot of new age parenting. I mean, happening. I mean, it's really amazing. But you have to give them a reasoning around it, right? And if you can explain them the holistic thing, if you can give them the pros, cons, and the everything of it, probably it will be an easy transition for them. In my case, or it didn't work that way also. So I did what I love to do, right? So I said, okay, fine, let me try 1 year. Don't discuss this topic. Let me try my 1 year in this, and then I will come back to you. And still there are like hustles, like you should do this, you should do that, and that's a part of thing. But when they see me doing what I really love to do, I mean they somehow are very much convinced that it's somehow they're very proud of me that okay, you're doing what you love to do, because most of the people whom we see around us are not living a life, they're living a just they're doing some random thing for someone else. So if you really love to do, you don't have to start something. You can work with someone whom you share the same vision. In my case, I couldn't find anyone, so I have to start it. Same for Career Spark, I couldn't find anyone, so I have to start it. But there are a lot of other initiatives. For example, in math education, I found amazing mentors and amazing team support in form of an organization called Navnimiti Learning Foundation, which is based in Pune, and they have been like an amazing team. So I have not started anything in that regard. I'm just working with them hand in hand, right? So, and that gives me happiness, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, we really need to make parents understand. We really need to understand their concerns. They are not against any new age careers and all. They are just worried about whether you will be successful or you will be a failure, because they have seen a hard times in their life and they don't want that to happen to you, right? So I think we should respect their concern and address their concern and have a clear cut structure around it and talk to them in that way, right? Yeah, I think it will solve most of the problem. And if they're shouting at you, if they're doing this, get in touch with me. I will tell you a lot of tips what to do in that. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So we got a question from our participant. She asked us that on what basis a student should identify his or her future career when they don't have any specific option in their mind, or he or she is confused with many opportunities.
Okay. To the student, I would like to say, read about careers. Okay. Uh, Read about various careers. I think that will give you an idea. Many times, what happened. So, for example, if you don't know how does the blue color looks, you will not be able to imagine or think about color blue, right? It's the same thing. If you don't know there exists a career like this, probably you will. That's the reason why you're unable to have any interest, right? So, what I would strongly recommend is that read about careers in maths, careers in science, whatever interest you have, right? There are a lot of resources available. You can go to our website. We also have a tool where you can just explore multiple careers. We're coming up with a mobile app for the same, where you can just deep dive and explore careers, right? When you explore careers, you will find that these are the careers which I really want to know. I really want to develop. I have no idea that this exists, right? So, for them, I would strongly suggest read about careers. I think that will give you a lot of idea, because I'm sure there are always something which we really want to do, but somehow we have not got to know about it, right? So that's one thing. Second, try to participate in as many experiences as possible. It may be webinar, it may be workshops, it may be trips, it may be uh, trying some random extracurricular activities, because that will actually help you come out of your normal view of the world and will try to help you enter to something else. So, for example, you are a science student, try go and attend some let's say public speaking workshop. Just do that, right? When attend some webinars which you find interesting, now while doing that you will find that something you will always find ye bahut maza aaya, something you will always find it was a waste of time, and it will always happen, right? Be okay with it, but keep on doing that. I think that will really really help you in finding your next.
So, like, we should keep on exploring different types of career options whenever we
Yeah.
get a chance.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. So, we also had a question from our participant that what can be the career opportunities for students, those who think that they are of an average category?
So first thing, don't think that you are average. You are made to think that you are average. Okay, that's the biggest thing, biggest demerit of our society. We have made you feel that you are average. Trust me, you are not average. Right? You are infinite. You are limitless. Why are you feeling average? Because probably you have been told this by your teachers or your family members or your community or your society that you are an average student, or probably you have not got a chance to experience what excellence or what is not average being, right? So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि average है. But if you're thinking, you might be thinking like, sir, I get average marks, right? So average marks is not the criteria. Average is your marks. So marks only gives a reflection of how good have you performed in that exam, right? So there is nothing like average student. This is like you've performed average in that exam, right? So you don't have to think that way. Think what you're really interested in. I can give you an infinite example. Sachin Tendulkar, he was an average student, but he's a genius in cricket. AR Rahman, I mean, I can give you n number of examples. You pick anyone, you will find any field you figure out. Just read about their school education. I mean, Albert Einstein was very average, right? I mean, he had a lot of learning problems, but he was Albert Einstein. He's what we say. You are a genius. Genius ka synonym is like Albert Einstein. So it's nothing like average, right? But if your marks are less, there are still multiple opportunity. What I strongly recommend is that don't consider it to be an end of the world. There are infinite opportunities which you can pursue, which are skill based. If you are scoring as average in the academics, go for the skill based career. At least explore skill based career, because skill does not see you with the marks. Skill see you in terms of how much mark you make, right? So focus on the skill based career. You might be good in something, or you want pursue an interest or pursue or develop a skill and try to be an excellent in that, and eventually you will find that you are excellent in that. I have seen a lot of students who've got a lot of less marks in the exam, but they are like leading the world, right? Leading the world. So it really doesn't matter. So don't consider yourself as average. You're not. This is what we are telling. Society has made you feel that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.